Okay, guys, so today's the last monthly before Christmas. I've just extended this same registration link for another year. So we'll be doing it on the first Wednesday of every month for 2024. And so those that have already registered will still get those reminders that My Ugly Mug will be live once a month. So today is about the Confluence strategy, because my book, Confluence, Not Coincidence, will be released next week. And in that book, I talk about both day trading and swing trading strategies, the Confluence trading strategies that I've used for a lot of years. And it's taken the last probably 7 years to develop all the strategies as indicators that a lot of you have already, to actually build that Confluence strategy. So you've got those different things. So one of the things that we put together right now is the Confluence trading strategy bundle for day trading. The swing trading one will be released in a couple more weeks. But what it does is confluences exist in markets. Okay, most people don't see them because they don't have enough architecture, so they don't have enough real estate with the different screens with different types of strategies and indicators on there, or purely they're just sort of very narrowly focused on one particular type of strategy. So, the one thing I always say to people is concentrate and narrow your thought on the instrument that you're trading, but you have different strategies with that instrument. So you can see the confluencers and you can get those continual trading opportunities. So imagine confluencers like a river. So a river has tributaries running into it, but a lot of them are hidden. Okay, they're underground fissures, rivers, and tributaries that are actually feeding the flow in that particular direction. What different indicator and trading strategies do is lift the lid off those tributaries so you can see them, so you can understand that the flow is strong, or there's something flowing up against it, or there's a beaver that's built a dam that's going to slow or redirect the flow. But you can only understand that if you have multiple trading strategies that are different, okay, that look at different market conditions. And when they all align, when all those stars align, all that flows in the same direction, they're very high probability trades. But also on the flip side, if you've got contra confluences, it's probably a warning sign to stay out. So I'm not going to go into everything that's in the book, but what I want to do is go through that Confluence trading strategy for day trading today. So I've prepared a couple of charts, one on gold, one on copper, and I'm going to talk through both. And this is my chart set, and a lot of you will already know that I use both NinjaTrader and TradingView. Tonight is just TradingView because it's been NinjaTrader for a long time with the slingshot and everything like that. So what I wanted to do today was look at this Confluence trading strategy from the eyes of TradingView. Now, all of these indicators are on NinjaTrader anyway, and Thinkorswim and Motivewave. But what I wanted to do is talk through the process. So I'm not going to talk through the process of defining that operational landscape, the framing the charts, all that sort of stuff. That is what you need to do. What I'm going to talk about today is combining these three together. And a chart set here is 3 charts on one screen. I've got 5 screens there, and I've got a big 55-inch monitor there with 3 chart sets as well. So in total, I've got 8 chart sets, each with 3 charts on it. Different time frames, different strategies. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is always define the day, understand those opening ranges, because that's when a lot of trading takes place. So on the left here, we have the range breakout. So on gold futures here, I'm just going to just stick in the European gold futures open. So we can just adjust there and we can say yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so we got Europe there as well. Now, This defines the day. Now, there's no coincidence that when we push through, when we go up to London here, we get a little bit of chop, it comes back down. When it pushes through, it pushes down through with a lot of force. And then it will come back through, and it will come back through with force. And then we get a lot of chop. When we get the New York gold pit open, look, we're trying to push up through London, doesn't work. Trying to push down through Europe, doesn't work. We've gone range bound. There's no trading opportunities there. But actually, those opening ranges actually helped us frame that chart quite considerably. Hi, Frank, how you doing? Hi, Trevor, Christine, Frankie, and all of you. Happy Christmas, because I won't be able to say it again to you. So this is where I want to talk about identifying. So a lot of the things when you're going to use a Confluence strategy is to understand and back test what happens and to look for those sweet spots. Okay, so on this left chart here, I have the range breakout. Okay, so on GC, we can either open 15 or on 10 minutes. Okay, not a problem. I like 10 for there. So let me just quickly pull that up a second. Just going to take that on. Okay, let's make this clean. Right, so let's start at the beginning. Europe really does take some moves earlier on in the day. So you don't have to wait for the gold pit open. So those in California can trade the European gold pit open, but there are some good moves coming in from Asia as well. And you've got to be prepared for those. So I'm just going to highlight the way I do this is just with vertical lines. I'm going to highlight this 6-star buy at this point here in yellow. I'm going to sync in the layout. So you can see exactly where that is on those other charts. So top right is 5-minute xBrat algo. Okay. On the buy steps heat map, I've got that on day trading because it's 5 minutes or above. On the bottom right, I've got gold futures 3-minute. VWAP Predator, I've also got the buy step heat map on scalping because it's 3 minutes or below. I've got the buy step heat map here on, that should be on scalping. My apologies, on day trading. Okay, now. So we do get trades. So when you're talking about confluences, you don't have to have all the stars aligned. One of the things you do have to have is at least 2 of the 3, okay? Remember, we haven't had an opening range at this time in the day, but what we can see if we just look at those bottom charts here, on the 3-minute, we've just had a buy signal at that point there, okay? And then on the next candle, on the 5-minute, we get a 6-star buy. Remember, now this is where I start to introduce confluences on the xBrat algo. So the xBrat algo has 12 points of control. And imagine those all crossing each other. So when it gets to 11 out of 12 confluences in different technical indicators, it's a 5-star buy. When you get 12 out of 12, it's a 6-star buy. So we've just had a signal, okay, on the buy for the VWAP Predator. Where's our recent, and I mean talking very recent resistance here? It's got to be these there, okay? I'm just going to sync that on the layout, okay? So on our VWAP Predator, we have the buy. We have all 6 time frames on the scalping setting on green for the buyer step heat map. We then have the confirmation on the 6-star buy. We've got a good buy signal here. We've got signal, we've got confirmation. We've got confirmation from xBrat algo, which has 12 confluences just to get to that 6-star buy. So in effect, we're starting to uncover all of these different tributaries and we're understanding the flow is getting strong upwards, okay? So we're going to take the trade. Very, very simple. Then we take the trade at this point. here. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted a different line. Where is it? Trend line. We take the trade at 20.42.10. Gold's nice and high right now. Okay, so we've got that entry. I'm going to stick that on the layout as well. So that's our first entry into gold. And we're going into the European gold pit open at this point. So what I'm going to do right now is put another vertical line on. If we get too many vertical lines and you start getting confused, tell me, we'll change them for arrows or something else, okay? We'll put it a different color, okay? We'll put that opening range candle there for the European gold pit open, and we'll color it in blue. That's not very good blue, is it? Don't like some of these colors. Purple. Can we go? That's full. Yeah. Okay. So we're syncing layout. Yes, that's right. So even though my signal is going into resistance, at that moment in time, that's one signal, okay? So even if I would just have the VWAP Predator, I'd be very tentative in taking that signal right there because you're going into resistance. That's short-term resistance from overnight, yeah? You've got to get through there. That's your start line above there. We've got the buy steps heat map working for us right now. Not got a great deal of volume at that day. So again, understanding the behavior during that day. We're coming out of Asia, going into Europe. There's not a lot of volume. You're not going to take the word of one indicator, okay? You're going to then, if you get that six-star xBrat algo signal, you start to feel more confident. You've uncovered, you've unearthed another tributary that's actually, you know, identifying that flow is quite strong. So you feel more confident now that your entry it then is above that resistance zone. Okay, does that make sense? So now we're in this trade. So there's options to manage this trade, but one of the things I wanted to do first was understand where we have that range breakout. Okay, so this is in this mauve color. Now, at this same time, so the range breakout strategy dictates that we identify the opening range, we identify that range, the high and the low, and we color it in with the bias of that range. So that's bullish. So we're looking for a long breakout here, okay? This is where sophisticated traders would put on another contract or another 2 or 3 or 4 contracts, okay? So at this point here, when it breaks out, I am looking to add to my trade. We've already uncovered 2 tributaries that are showing that the confluence is strong to the upside, okay? Now we've got a 3rd tributary. We've had that major open of the gold market in Europe, and it's saying there's a bullish bias. When it breaks out, go long. So we do. We add contracts. I'm going to sync that in the layouts. So we can see here also on the VWAP Predator, lo and behold, at the same time as we're getting the range breakout, we get some buy signals on the VWAP Predator. So all of a sudden now we've opened up another tributary. The flow we can see is strong to the upside. Okay, now we are in the 2nd contract, if you like. If you've gone 1 on the 1st, 1 on the 2nd. Now, when we go into London, and I'm going to put this on in a vertical line. Well done, Trevor. Well, at the European Open, you weren't up early enough for that. You need to be in Dubai to be up early enough for that, because it's in the morning for us. Put another vertical line on for the London Open. Okay, let's change color to white. Let's sync in a layout. Okay. Now, London Open, the range is defined. It's in green. In theory, we're looking for a long, okay? We're already in 2 contracts. We've got a great bit of profit here. Look at the candle on the 10-minute before the opening range. Using the manager, which is part of that Confluence strategy bundle, the behavior tells me it's rejected the highs on higher than average volume, and you've got that spinning top. Okay, that really, the tombstone, it's really, really strong rejection. This thing could turn around, okay, really bad. During that London opening, well done, Trevor, that's when you got out, well done. That behavior is very important. We do have training for all of this. So understanding that behavior means get out now, or be a little bit conservative and British, wait for that opening range to open. So that's a downward candle, okay? Have you got any up signals on those other two? No more confluences, take your profit, okay? So that's this morning's trade. We start to break out down below this London opening range. Then we start to move down and test the European opening range. We get a bit of consolidation here. Not a bad thing. It's normal. We've just, you know, when we talk about that operational landscape, that framing of the charts, that's always going to be a point of control, that European opening range. I'm just going to put a different, put a ellipse in there or something. I'm just going to put that in so we can pull it on the other charts as well. Okay, now. So at this moment in time, we haven't got a short breakout of the range because the rule is, and we stick to rules, when we enter this range, we have to have a candle close. The next rule is the range bias has to be read if we're going to do the short breakout. It's not. And you see then we get that clustering. So what do? We look at our other charts. We see we have no xBrat algo. But what we do have at this point is a secondary, at this point here, sell signal, okay? Are we really going to take that sell signal? We could do, actually. There's no rule against it. Let's look left. Where's that resistance and support where we had? We've got to make sure we're below that, haven't we? Okay, if we're going to take that short. Furthermore, where is the other support and resistance? Okay, when we've been framing our charts overnight, where is that other support and resistance? Okay, it's pretty close to this one, actually. If you take that out, just widen that a bit, that's where we are, okay? So now what I've done is something that I didn't want to really cover is, you know, because that's a totally different lesson, is I've understood that low of the previous day and identified that with what we've just called the short-term support resistance. And really, this is a zone of concern that we don't want to trade into, okay? So this is a reason not to trade the short, okay? Remember, we're always finding reasons not to trade the short. Now, this is interesting. So I'm just going to move this ellipse, if I can, to this area here. So now, we seem to have found some sort of short-term support here. Have we got any signals coming out of that before that can get us into a long before the European gold pit open at 2043? Okay, we get one here, and the high is 2045. Okay, so I'm just going to identify this signal candle here. I'm going to turn it into, let's go lead change. Okay, I'm going to stick in the layout, look at that. We've got a buy signal on the 3-minute with a VWAP predator. All 6 time frames are green on the buyer's depth heat map. Oh, look, we've had a candle close in the European opening range, and the European opening range bias is green. We've got a long on, okay? It's a long trade. We're pretty close to the New York gold pit open, so this is only going to be a scalp. especially as we get into that New York Gold Pit Open. So we have to set targets on this. We're not going to manage the trade. We see this massive candle coming up just before the New York Gold Pit Open. We take the profit, we get out and run. Okay. So that was a nice little trade. I mean, to be honest, we've had quite a few ticks already today. And then we start this horrible motion where we get the New York Gold Pit Open. We try and break through the London, try and break down through the Europe, and it's going nowhere. So what do? We don't trade. Okay. So here we're getting 5, 6-star sells. But look at this here. Look at this range. It's just so difficult to trade. On this 5-star sell here, we get all 6 time frames red. We get a sell signal down here. But look over here. Okay, this is a contra confluence. Okay, you're getting 2 sell signals from 2 different indicators, but it's actually going into so much mess. A beaver has built the dam to stop the flow from going down. Now let's go to copper. Okay, Frank, you better be in this copper trade. It is amazing. Okay, so copper today from the London Open sideways, no trading opportunities at all. Look at this trade here. Okay, absolutely. Frank is the man. So xBrat Frank now is one of my brand ambassadors. He's passed the apprenticeship course in 2023. And he is running training and everything like that. And he is a copper trader. Frank started this year and he had not even seen a trading chart in January when he first started the apprenticeship. He's now got this trade. Okay, this is a copper trade from heaven, if you like. So this was a pretty simple trade in reality, but you've got to be aware. You've got to have your New York Stock Exchange opening range defined. Make sure you got the right time. It's defined in red. All 6 time frames are red. You're going to go short. But actually, this is where sophisticated traders start to add more contracts. So let's talk about how we do that. So this is our first initial trade. So a lot of people that I see, whether it's on Discord, just a bit of an offshoot here, or on the new teams. And the guys, if you are not a member of xBrat teams, it's $300 a year, and there's live trade rooms going off almost every day. Not just me, it's xBrat Lou, xBrat Vic. You've got the funded trader teams with Tony, Frankie, and hopefully in the new year, Trevor as well. You've got about 5 different traders, okay, using our software and killing it every day, okay? With trades like this, I'm seeing on the teams just recently, there's been some great trades on NASDAQ today and some other things. So if you haven't got teams and you are unsure or need help or just be part of that community, you need to get teams, okay? And I'm going to give you the link in the chat right now because this is $300 for the year. Live chats, live trade rooms, all sorts. Really, really good. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. Okay, so let's go back. So a lot of the people in those teams and stuff like to scalp. So I've been doing this a long time. I understand the behavior. I want to get you guys to this. Okay, I want you to use the Confluence Trading Strategy. Oh, when the book comes out, you're going to buy the book. You're going to help me become an international bestseller. I know you are, but I want you to understand this strategy and be patient. Start to add contracts and make big money. Okay, so we get the range breakout at this point. I am going to sync that in the layout at this point here. So we've got the confirmation from the VWAP predator at this point, okay? And then we start to take a real good tumble. So your stop's going to be above this range to begin with. Now, then we get a massive cluster with lots of volume coming down from here. This is where you can start to make decisions. We're red on day trading. We're red on scalping. We're red on day trading. We're red everywhere. This has started to gather momentum, okay? So as the river's coming downhill in this point, we've had a confluence of range breakout. We've got the confluence of those, the buy-step heat map giving us that confirmation. We've had the confluence of the VWAP predator saying, yes, it's going downhill. But all of a sudden, we're taking the top off more tributaries. They're actually forcing more water down into that river to get that flow going stronger. So we can't ignore this, and we need to put some more contracts on, okay? Don't be afraid to jump in the raft as the water's bloody going faster and faster. The red ribbon on the chart is the manager, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So we get a signal at this point here. So for me, the first signal, we add another contract. But look, we actually get 3 more before it goes through that entry point, because we never enter and press go. We have a start point. When that candle closes, 1 tick below is our entry. Okay, 1 tick below is our entry. Stop market order. Very, very simple. I'm going to sync this in the layout. So now you can see, if you was just on this strategy alone, what's your reason to get in another contract at that point? There's no reason whatsoever. You wouldn't do it. You've missed the opportunity, okay? So from this point to this point now is 30 ticks, okay? $12.50 a tick, not a bad trade. But now we are $85 since the next entry, okay? So that's 115 ticks, sorry, times $12.50. This is a monster trade, okay? These might come once a week, but once you've got the architecture, once you've got the right indicators, the chart set correctly on the one instrument you're trading, Frank only trades one instrument, okay? If there's no trades on copper that day, he doesn't do it. And I know he's shared with a lot of people, because he's put testimonials on there. He does about 3,000 to 5,000 a week trading copper part-time, because he waits for the right signals like this and he makes the right trades, okay? I'm going to look at copper in a minute, but so we're still in this trade, and this is where the manager comes here. So the manager ribbon is on here and here. So at this moment, the manager ribbon is red. So we stay in the trade. We can actually alter that. We can say, actually, we want to make this, it's actually on aggressive right now, okay? As long as this remains red, this ribbon, we stay in the trade, yeah? Has there been any slight pullbacks for us to actually adjust this stop? No, there hasn't. So this is one thing that is very important. When you get in a parabolic move, you need to understand how aggressive you want to be to lock in that profit. And to lock in that profit, we're probably talking, at this moment in time, it's very parabolic. You could go 3 candles behind. No one's probably ever heard of that one. Something I did in swing trading and always had 3 days behind. So this current candle doesn't count. 1, 2, 3 closed candles. That's where you would have your trading stop, okay? 1, 2, 3. Then every time a candle closes, you go down to the net above the next candle closes. This is in a parabolic move. It's easier to actually manage these trades if you have little pullbacks and you see those pivots and you can adjust with those pivots. But sometimes those confluences, those tributaries feeding that flow are so strong, it just keeps going. So you need to have a sensible management strategy. And this is where that comes in at this point here. So I'm just going to change that to red because I don't like that there. And I'm going to change that to dashed. Okay, what time is it? Okay, we're doing good for time. So you're going to have to bear with me, guys. My wife is away right now. She's in England with all the kids and the grandson. And I've got the 3 dogs, and they're being a pain in the you-know-what today. So if you hear some noise or I have to pause, that's because that's the reason. So now when this candle closed, well, this candle has just gone red. So this is part of the manager. So this candle has got more volume than the previous candle because that was cyan. It was a down candle, but it has less volume than the previous candle, okay, which had less volume than the previous candle. So this candle's now closed. So now we go just 1 tick above that candle, okay? This is how, when we're going parabolic, to be reasonably aggressive to lock in more and more profit. So what we're doing now on that one contract, we're locking in 89 ticks, okay? 89 times $12.50, okay? Do the math yourself. And then on the next contract, we're locking in 57 ticks. Really, really good. No, it doesn't. Okay, but auto trail 3 behind. You know, I mean, to be honest, I never used auto trails unless I'm using the automated strategy builders that we build in, because this is a 10-minute chart. You know, you can go to the toilet and come back again in 10 minutes before the next candle closes. There's no stress at all. So remember also, so this can continue to go down. Ribbon is red, the ribbon's moving apart, the flow is good. We're all good there. Really, really good. So any questions? I've done gold, I've done copper. Confluence strategy, remember the simple way to describe this is it's a river. You don't understand how fast that river's flowing just by looking at it. If you start to lift the lid off all of those tributaries with different trading strategies, then you can start to understand actually there's a lot feeding this is good flow, we're going to go. And then all of a sudden there's even more tributaries being uncovered, and there's more, you can understand there's more flow. So this is why we should never rely on one particular trading indicator. If we are going to make serious money trading, and I'm not talking a couple $100 a day, I'm talking serious money, you need to have a Confluence trading strategy. And this is why it's taken nearly 7 years to build all of the indicators, whether it's for day trading and swing trading, to actually compile those bundles and those strategies that I can actually teach properly, so we can actually combine them together, because you can trade the same instrument over and over again by having lots of different strategies, okay? Instead of trying to understand the behavior of 5 different instruments, pick one, in this case, we've got 3 strategies. We've got the range breakout, we've got the manager. That is more than enough to trade copper or to trade oil or to trade NASDAQ. Those with Slingshot, you put in the Slingshot, with NinjaTrader, you put the Slingshot into action, you've got even more trading opportunities. And I talk about that in the book. The only problem is we can't get Slingshot for TradingView because TradingView is a cloud-based system. It can't handle the logic. Keith, bear with me a second. I will find you the bundle link. Confluence Trading Bundle is available right there, right now. So again, this is the salesman bit. Don't like it, but I've got to do it because I've got people to pay, salaries and all that sort of stuff. So if you were to buy these indicators separately, it's $4,095. Actually, to buy them as a bundle is $3,276. So there's a lot of money off there. But this is what you need. I'm sorry. If you've got NinjaTrader, get that, add it to the Slingshot, and you will have that extra lid you can lift off for those tributaries. There's going to be more trading opportunities, probably on smaller time frames, to get those quick, you know, $200, $300 trades. This one is thousands of dollars trade. Okay, there's lots of opportunities there. So Confluence Trading Bundles have been released for day trading, and what we're going to do in the next couple of weeks is have the swing trading one as well, that I talk about in the book, because that's really good for stocks traders, because the indicators designed around that behavior. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. The Teams group for Confluence Trading Strategy will be put on, and it will be free for all those that subscribe to Teams. Okay. And again, when I do those pop-up live trading sessions, I'll be using the Confluence Trading Bundle, and I'll be using Slingshot and all sorts of stuff. Okay. I've just been really busy this week because my wife's away, dogs are here. Gary's here, my chief commercial officer from Spain. So we're planning for next year. It's been a really busy week. You know, so and I beat him at golf today, this morning. Good thing about living in Dubai, you can play golf in the morning, markets don't even open. You can still have 2 or 3 hours work before the market opens. So yes, so the teams is very important for me. Yes, I do use the Guardian zones on NinjaTrader. So I don't have NinjaTrader open right now, but my real estate looks slightly different to others. So on the right-hand screen, which is a 55-inch monitor, I have this chart set for copper, another chart set for oil, and another chart set for all 4 indexes on trading view. Then I have these 5 that are in front of me are basically the same Confluence strategy, but I also have the slingshots as well on NinjaTrader. Okay, you can't see it because I've got so many screens. Okay, you can only see it when you sat with me, but believe me, this is me every day. Okay, without a doubt, this is what I mean. I used to do it manually, and it used to take me forever, and that's why I did it with swing trading. Hence the real big push over the last decade, really, to develop the software. So yes. So the reason, Mal, why I didn't mention the Guardian Zone later, it's only available for NinjaTrader, and I didn't want to get into framing your charts with support and resistance zones and all that sort of stuff, because we've got those videos on the YouTube channel and on the Panopto channel. So another thing I just wanted to mention here as well is the xBrat Academy. It's not just about the apprenticeship. We do all the videos that I've made over the years and everything like that have being loaded into a training portal. So all it does is makes it easier for you to identify those. So if I go into the search now and I put I don't know, slingshot, for example, this basically has got everything we've got on YouTube. It's put it into this learning portal. It's not been cheap, okay, but it's really worth it. So if I go into this video, so everything with slingshots here, but I could put slingshot NASDAQ, for example, in here. And this will only then filter out those that have had NASDAQ in, okay, and slingshot. Even when we click on the video, we can actually see, and it tells me exactly the results that have been in there, the discussion, and I can go to that bit of the video there that says, because lots of our slingshot users actually use the settings of slingshot and all that sort of stuff. Okay, really good. So you're gonna have to bear with me a minute, guys. I'm just gonna go on pause just for a second. Okay, back guys. So this Panopto solution basically just incorporates all of our YouTube videos, but it gives it in a way that you can search for that. So if I go back now to the beginning and go for Confluence, I did. I can do it again. Bear with me a second. Okay. Oh, hang on. I've did it to the wrong place, so bear with me. Okay. There. So this is the one, not just to trading view. This link that I put in there goes to the one that has basically it's the collection page. So it has a motive wave version, NinjaTrader, think or swim, and trading view. So you can choose which one you have. So Confluence at the moment, for example, is we've got obviously stocks predator in there as well and things like that. So if you just wanted Confluence day trading on the thing there. You go and you'll see the first video that I made just recently and the Confluence Day Trading Strategy bundle there. And it actually is another example. So the idea is for me on a weekly basis, just to make some videos as the markets happen. It may be 2 weeks, whatever. But the thing is, you get to see there, and you'll be able to scroll down and go through the video and all that sort of thing. So really, really cool. Again, with that, you need to go to that's okay. No matter what indicator you've got, go to that page and it will help you. And there's a little instruction video on there how to use it as well. Very, very simple. So we've got another candle close there, guys. So what would you do? Still go 3 candles behind. This starts to run out of juice a little bit. We did have 2 red candles there, so it is okay. But we're now starting to lock in more and more sort of profit there. Any more questions on this before I go, guys? Because all 3 dogs are now in the bed together, and I think it's going to be a fight. So I mean, copper for me, oil. Sorry, oil. Okay. CL. I need to change this because we need the oil bit open at this point. We don't need Europe. We need London. We don't need New York oil bit open. My little girl wants to go for a wee, guys. I know that cry. So we've got 5 minutes before I'm mopping up. Yeah. Okay, so the London Open was pretty scrappy this morning. We didn't have a buy step heat map to help us, but it did actually eventually break out. And this is the point where we should be interested in for the rest of the chart here by having that Confluence strategy. Is this point here? Okay, let me just, I don't know whether you can hear her or not. My wife's never going away again. Although we're going to the doggy hotel. Okay, so we do have at that point in time, when we start to come out of there, again, when we look at that, it's not brilliant for the range breakout, but we do get some good signals down here on the VWAP Predator. Really, really good. And then we obviously, I mean, to be honest, the oil ones, the breakout was pretty good here. It was a rather large range for oil, I would say. I wouldn't have traded that because that's a very big opening range, so the risk is very long. For me, the New York range is probably the better bet. No Confluences there though, actually. There was no Confluence strategy there at all, but it is a reasonably good trade. I mean, to be honest, it's falling down the hill there. And when you look at the, so we talk about correlations, and copper and oil are very well correlated. This is why on that chart I have, on that screen I have oil and copper, because I look at those correlations, okay? But again, I know the settings for gold and copper, okay? Oil, I've got different time frames for those. So on oil chart, I've got 3 minutes on this one here, okay? And I've got 5 minutes on this one here, okay? So again, it's about understanding that. I mean, I love these, when we plateau at this point here, I love these sell signals. Again, looking at the support zone here, I've got to be really quick here, guys. Sorry. Otherwise, I'll be mopping up. So we've got support here. Okay. Let's just get that. Sinking layout. Okay. This is really, really good. Okay. These signals here are fantastic. And I love then, as we're starting to get all of these reds down here, this is really good here. move. Once we've broken out that short-term support that we can see on the larger time frame, we're starting to go into where's that signal there? Let's go white. Let's go sinking layout. So yeah, this is just breaking out before we get the oil pit open. This is, you know, again, I wouldn't take that trade. So copper to me was the better trade today. Oil, there was too much. I mean, the oil pit opening range was way too large. That's the warning sign for me not to trade oil today because the risk was too large. Okay, guys, I'm going to get going. Thanks very much. Have a great Christmas, and I will see you all in the new year. Don't forget, take advantage of that. My main focus next year is Slingshot and the Confluence Trading Strategy, okay? Because the book's coming out very, very soon. Look out for those emails. As soon as it's out, I will send you the links so you can get my book on Amazon. Cheers, guys. Thank you.